Hello, everyone. It's me, Demetri K, and I'm sitting with Donovan, whose heart don't pump no Kool-Aid Sadiq.
Not at all.
And this is our Black Friday. It's always Black Friday with us, baby. Free Flow Friday, where we're going to start off with a couple of topics. Some of them you might see up there. One of them is Michael Bloomberg. And Ruth George, the murder of Ruth George. And Donovan wants to talk about holiday madness, and tying it into black wealth or the lack thereof. And so, let me tell y'all something, you guys. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, as you guys know. I didn't do anything. Donovan didn't do anything either, but it was 38 degrees.
Yeah, it's not that I didn't do anything. The traffic was so bad in California when it rains. The people
idiots.
don't. It's bad.
Not people, idiots.
Yeah, the idiots out there. I mean, on a regular day, it's bad, but when it's raining, people just lose
their friggin' minds. And Sydney says he blames you for us not having power. Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't have power on some of Wednesday and Thursday.
Wow, I had power, so
it's ridiculous.
Convert to solar.
Convert to something. So anyway, you guys, we are going to get started. Hello to the podcast. How are you? Every last one of you. So many to name. Thank you for being here. And to YouTube, thank you so much. If you're not already, please subscribe to this channel so you can get more insightful commentary. And so let's go ahead and get right to it. All right. So let's talk about, oops, I meant to pin that. I am so sorry. You know what? I'm going to pin that. Oops. Not that one. Sorry. Give me 1 second. There you go. So anyway, I saw on my timeline a few people, not many, but a few, talking about Michael Bloomberg. Michael Bloomberg is going to be running. So who is Michael Bloomberg exactly? Well, he is, or was, if you will, the 3-time mayor of New York City. He was the mayor from 2001 to 2013, and he actually was supposed to, I guess they were having the election they were supposed to on 9/11. 2001, but for whatever, we know what happened with the Twin Towers and all of that. So he ended up winning that anyway. It is said that Michael Bloomberg has spent about $650 million for all of his campaigns so far. He is also one of the candidates to have been a Republican, Democrat, and Independent. He ran, I guess, each time as a Democrat, Republican, and an Independent when he ran for mayor. It's kind of speculated in 2015 or whatever it was that he was going to run for president when Hillary and Donald Trump was running. Only reason why he didn't run is because I guess he was friends with Hillary Clinton. So he decided not to run to, help her, if you will. A lot of people who live in New York, and Sydney, you can help me out because you live in New York City, think that Michael Bloomberg is a great guy. He was often seen riding the subway to work to try to fit in, and he is worth about over $60 billion. He's like
self-made.
11th.
Yeah, richest man in the world.
Richest man in the world, and he is self-made. Every penny of that he earned. And so he's been seen riding the subway to kind of be like a regular Joe Schmo type of thing. But other people's like, yeah, don't get it twisted though. He did ride around in, big cars with police detail a lot too. So they say he did that a lot when he was campaigning. He's very pro-women, a philanthropist. He's part of the Giving Pledge, I think it's called, where all these mega billionaires, Bill Gates. And let me get to every last one of you guys' comments. These billionaires pledge that when they die, a portion, if not half of their earnings will go to a charity or something. So he's part of that.
White charity.
Well, whatever charity they want. And there's really a whole host of things that on the surface makes Michael Bloomberg seem like a great guy. He, he's supposed to be for the people, if you will. But the dark side of it is, especially for black and brown people, there's always a dark side for black and brown people, right? A lot of people, for whatever reason, are overlooking the fact that Michael Bloomberg was I guess you can say, the godfather of the Stop and Frisk program, which says that police can stop you. This was in New York. Can stop you at any given time to make sure that you're not carrying or having any drugs or participating in any criminal activity.
And he was advocate hard for that.
He was big time for that. So it is said that over 10 million people during his term and during the time that Stop and Frisk was really up and running, 10 million people were stopped, and 95% of those stops netted nothing. There was nothing found, and
stuff that was found was a misdemeanor. It wasn't even a felony.
It wasn't. the program and its, I guess, premise, I guess it harmed, it harmed more than it helped. And it also said that many men who were stopped, because it was mostly men, were stopped 20, 30, and upwards.
Illegal from harassment.
Times. They were stopped 20 to 30 times. One man, per man, not all men, but a lot of them were stopped 20 and 30 times just because. Now, it is known that it is against people's constitutional right to do that to them. This was also the program that Donald Trump was wanting to go nationwide because they were saying it was such a success. And as I told you, it was not a success. And they said, I think it was 1%. It was something to do with 1%. It was 1% effective or something like that. So the program was actually a bust. In better words, and I'm cold, so that's why I'm stirring a little bit, you guys. But for lack of better words, it was a bust. It was a bust, and it was racist. It was racist in its inception because, as I said, it affected mostly black and brown people.
But don't worry about that. I'm sorry.
Yes. So he did come out with an apology. He's sorry. He thought he was doing the right thing.
Isn't it funny how these people come out after the fact, after they've affected hundreds of thousands of people's lives, then they say, oh, well, sorry about that.
He thought he was doing the right thing. It did see some crime reduction and all that. But statistics say that's a lie. There was no crime reduction. You basically harassed and terrorized black and brown men out of racism.
But guess what? We're going to vote for him anyway.
Right. And so
we're going to vote for him anyway.
I wasn't even going to talk about Michael Bloomberg because I thought, well, maybe most people will say, okay, well, we know about stop and frisk.
We're still going to vote for him.
That should be like he's Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Exactly.
Michael Bloomberg is Joe Biden.
I'm going to vote for Joe
Harris.
And the thing about Joe Biden, when I talk to people, I say, why are you going to vote Joe Biden? Well, he was with Obama. Well, let's see. You want to go back. You want to go back in time to where the economy was in free fall. You didn't have a job. Now you got a part-time job. I don't know why you're excited about that. Didn't have a job. And white millionaires doubled over Obama while the black wealth decreased.
Right.
You want to go back to that.
Right. And so, I pinned the number. It's not actually Brandy's number.
Yeah.
But she put the number, and because I forgot to pin it. So thank you, Brandy. So if you guys want to call in and actually talk, give you about 30 seconds to plead your case or your comment.
Or your question.
And then we can respond to it if that's okay. And so, to what Donovan was saying, Michael Bloomberg is Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Clinton's, if you will. I mean, gosh, he loved her so much, he even gave her a pass and didn't run in 2016. Mm-hmm. He's also, let's just keep it real, because a lot of people try to say he was against Donald Trump and what he was doing, but there's plenty of evidence to show that him and Donald Trump were buddies for many years.
Yes.
I mean, fellow New Yorkers.
Millionaires and billionaires hang out together.
Right. So I just wanted to put that out there because I'm like, come on. Like, when are we, especially as black people and brown people too, gonna wake up? Like,
wait, real quick.
Sure.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Did you guys just notice that she said black people and brown people? Why did you separate the two?
Because we are separate.
Okay.
We have our own separate issues.
I just want to get that again because a lot of people are getting that mix. People of color. Yes, there's people of color and then there's black people.
Right.
Two distinct groups.
Because we got our own issues because we keep getting lumped in. And we keep not getting, our agenda met.
Exactly.
Which is why, everyone else's agenda has been met except for ours because we keep calling ourselves minorities and then we get lumped in.
Or people of color.
All of that. So, gotcha. Right. So I'm going to get to you guys' comments. So let's see. Hello to everybody. Yes, we got power, Sydney. And Tay says, I love your hair. Thank you.
Yes,
I try to keep it,
slave to the rhythm.
Right. And let's see here. Tay also said, I didn't know that y'all weren't doing anything. I cooked, but I didn't do Thanksgiving food. I saw a lot of people didn't do Thanksgiving food.
That don't stop you from sending that little invite over there. I'll come over there and swoop up that plate. I'll come and get that plate.
I noticed a lot of people didn't do turkey stuff. People did fish or gumbo or something like that.
Actually, there was a thing I read somewhere. I forgot what news outlet it was. People are getting away from meat.
Thank God.
Yes, people are getting away from the meat.
Thank God. And he also said Bloomberg is an idiot and has shown that he doesn't care about people of color due to his love of stop and frisk. Yeah, but like you said, Donovan said, now I'm running. I just want to walk that back a little bit. I know I harmed a lot of people.
But oh well, hey.
Arrested and incarcerated a lot of
destroyed
people.
Your family.
Probably, not probably, a lot of men lost their jobs probably because they were held up in Rikers Island trying to prove they didn't do anything.
The guy that would sell him the cigarette got choked out, lost his life. Hey, things happen.
I'm sorry.
That's
well, you know what? We forgive you.
Right.
We want to be right with Jesus.
That's it.
We forgive you.
He's a good man.
And we're going to vote for you anyway. Right? And so, Hanny, what's happening? He said he's worth 56 billion, not in touch with voters since he makes more than half the population combined. Right.
More than half. I think 80% of the population.
He wants everybody to know that he's relatable because, he catches a subway like you and me.
That's right. And he's a New Yorker. Everybody loves New York. And when you're from New York, you can relate to anybody.
You just hop on the subway like regular Joes,
Absolutely.
Hey, where are you going? Oh, to my glass penthouse in the sky, but
Right.
It's campaign
because remember,
season.
Joe Biden, he took the Amtrak every day.
Right. From Delaware
to the Capitol and back,
Right.
He was an average, everyday guy.
And he's telling her, Brandy, stop sharing the number. That's why I said that. It's actually our number if you guys want to call in. And Tay says, hell yeah, it was racist. Brad and Tyler weren't getting harassed and locked up. Right, how come they weren't getting locked up? They aren't committing crimes?
No.
Just black and brown people out there committing crimes?
Yes, because you guys' crimes are for the animals. We do white collar crimes.
And speaking of which, that article you sent me, Donovan wanted me to know that black people are even, we're so low on the totem pole that even animals have more rights than us because it's a federal law to kill and abuse animals now.
If you abuse an animal, it's a federal crime now. Which I applaud. Don't get me wrong.
It's a federal crime to kill us too.
Right.
But Kamala and them, they still trying to get the anti-lynching bill passed to make it a federal hate crime.
And obviously, they're having a problem getting it passed. That should be a no-brainer.
They've been having for 200 years to get that one passed.
But at this point, that should be a no-brainer, right? It's crazy.
Right.
It's
but,
crazy.
and God love animals, but
federal crime now.
Black people, 200 more years would think about it.
Right. But look how quick they got the animal bill passed. Right. That was quick. Got it done.
Maybe maybe we could be trans animals. So when the police stop us,
maybe we could.
Hey, I'm a cat.
That's right. I'm
a cat.
Speaking of cat, my mama cat Misty, she didn't even cook this year. She didn't bring no mouse, no bird.
She said, "You got me messed up."
Exactly.
And Tate says Bloomberg went straight to the black church to make his half-ass apology. Why?
Wait. Isn't that funny how that's like the blueprint of what you do?
Because they know we some forgiving Negroes.
No, not us. Our parents. Right. And our grandparents. The old folks.
Some forgiving Negroes up in there, boy. We're going to the black church.
No. It's just like those pastors with the Trump thing. He's the best president ever. No, they want their butter biscuits. They want to just be part of the power.
What kind of butter? That must be that old school churn butter that's on them biscuits,
You know that goat face pastor?
Yeah.
That always, it's just... Dude, these pastors are full of shit. I'm sorry.
But I've seen that. I've seen black people say, I'm thinking about voting for Michael Bloomberg. I'm like, why? Why?
Here's a question for you, D. And this is what I don't understand. You've got a candidate.
Hey, Valerie.
You have a candidate, Cory Booker. I know he's, whatever. But my point is, there's a black candidate. We don't even vote for our own. We don't even vote for our own.
My thing is this, because we shouldn't vote for Cory or Kamala.
No. But once you know.
But
we definitely shouldn't be voting for him.
If we taking them to task, we should be taking Joe Biden to task.
That's my thing.
Bernie even
That's
to task.
Exactly where I was going.
Michael Bloomberg, all the rest of those cats who don't have any good thing for black people, especially we shouldn't just be dogging out Kamala. I think she deserves it, but she doesn't. She's not. It doesn't solely belong to her.
Well, put it like this. Kamala's problem is this, and what did I say from the very beginning? She needs to clean up her record, then run later down the road, or run as a Republican. Right now, that's what she wants to do. But here's Kamala's problem. She doesn't stand for anything. She's running a friendly candidate. So if you don't stand for anything, you're not exciting.
Yeah, she's just kind of all over the place. Her and Maxine Waters now have teamed up to do something. I'll give $100 million or $100 million to housing or something.
That is the least person you want to team up with to get votes. It just doesn't, you know what I mean? It's almost like
because especially older black people love Maxine Waters.
Of course they do. But unfortunately, the dominant voting group in America is who? The millennials. And then speaking of voting.
Well, we'll see.
Speaking of voting, your boy Obama had said, notice he's been quiet. I'm not going to say nothing. Unless Bernie gets the nomination.
Then he'll speak
against Bernie.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? And, I have a lot of people.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of odd. Yeah.
Yeah, but what does that tell you? What I've been telling people, like, oh, man, you should be supporting Obama. He doesn't. He was put there.
Wall Street. Because Bernie is anti-Wall Street.
Right.
And here, Obama's been quiet as a church house mouse. And all of a sudden, he going to say something if Bernie starts to,
Right. If Bernie starts taking the lead, that's when he's going to step out. He's part of the establishment. Right. He's always been part of the establishment. I've said that from day one. Now here it is.
Right. And so Sidney says he's just a failed candidate. Even if you take him out, continue to stop and frisk. This fool charged the law. Mayors can only, change the law rather. I'm sorry, change the law. Mayors can only have 2 terms. He changed it for himself, and the next day, after his inauguration, 3rd term, he changed the law back. I thought that was so gangster.
Yeah, it was.
He's like, listen, my 2nd term is almost up, so what we gonna do is we're gonna bring it back.
I'm not finished robbing you, so I gotta get a 3rd term there.
I was like, wow, that is not gangster in the good way.
No, it's gangster, but you got to remember, you can't put the blame on him. You got to put the blame on you.
Yeah, how did it
the
even pass?
Right.
Well, because they loved him so. Sidney, did you guys love him so much? What happened?
And
then you said, and that Tyler's personal attorney started stop and frisk. Mm-hmm. Yes. Giuliani. Mm-hmm. And so they're all three. Giuliani, Trump, and Bloomberg. They are all,
It's not them. Hillary. There is no Democratic and Republican Party.
Right. I mean, because if you think about it, Hillary was probably the first proponent of maybe not stop and frisk per se, but the whole
bring them the heel
predators, and so you're right. They kind of all belong in the same boat.
Listen, what's going on in America right now, and I don't care if you guys want to believe it or not. Okay, you got a man that is criminally liable. He is a co-conspirator to Michael Cohen, who's sitting in jail right now. This guy's all the stuff's going on. Nancy Pelosi, I don't want to impeach. She was the biggest impediment for impeaching. All this stuff is going on, and nobody is holding the guy accountable. But if me and you did it, we're going to be held accountable. There is no Republican. This is all a distraction. That's all it is, because we're in a society now that wants to be on the winning team. Remember when everybody was a Chicago Bulls fan? Mm-hmm. Now everybody's a Patriots fan. Now, you know what I mean? We want to be on this winning team.
But you think about it, too, like Michael Bloomberg, he's ran as a Republican, Independent, and Democrat. What does that say about the voters? Well, I thought you were such a staunch Democrat or a staunch Republican.
Well, and then when Trump gets bounced out of office, or, when he leaves office, whichever comes first, you know what they're going to say? He wasn't a real Republican. But yet all the Republicans are running behind him. He was a lifelong Democrat who discriminated against blacks, that his father taught him. And he ran as a Republican because he knew he could win because people are stupid. And here we are. It's the same group. They do what is politically convenient for power. Ruling party. That's all that matters.
And what I want to know is, and maybe it's just a hypothetical. I mean, a rhetorical question.
Rhetorical question.
Why did people get mad at me the other day when I posted an article of these young black brothers? They call themselves deplorable something.
Yeah, I saw that.
Trump.
Yeah, voting for Trump.
And I said, I've spoken to a lot of young people, especially black people, said they're voting for Trump. Mm-hmm. And the whole post went ham. And I'm like,
people gotta wake up.
For us to live in democracy, I mean, I thought we believed in people being able to exercise their right to vote for whoever they wanted to vote for.
The point of democracy is argument. Having your own opinion. When this country was founded, it was about individuality. Right. There wasn't no parties. That's why you didn't have a Republican Party at the beginning of the foundation of this country. You didn't have a Democratic Party. Everybody had these different ideas, and you had these robber barons and all this other stuff like that. Here we are today. Everybody's party, but they're not Americans.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
That like people can't have their own.
Yeah, if you want to vote for Trump, go right on ahead.
Then I had people say, and I'm going to transition to the next topic too, you guys. And I had people say, "Oh well, who was it? Trump's the KKK supported Trump. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, you guys forget that the Democrats, the KKK was the Democrats.
Right.
I mean, they just go back and forth. I mean, there's no surprise there, you know. But I'm like, how dare you guys be mad at them for exercising their right to vote? I mean, that's what, you can't tell people how to vote.
Right. It's like on my page, people think that I'm just this anti-Trump person. No. When Obama did shit, I called Obama out. When Trump does shit, my thing with Trump is, with these Republicans, they know and I know this man is not a Republican. Now, as I get older, I get more conservative, which is fine. This man is not a Republican. He is a Democrat posing as a Republican.
Right.
And that's why I don't understand why you guys don't see that for yourselves. These parties are playing us.
And then you think about it too, you know, just kind of a side note, but not a side note, but Ivanka Trump has made, they said $160 million.
Being first lady.
No, his daughter.
Oh, Ivanka, right, I'm sorry.
Since her dad has been in office. Mm-hmm. Where do they do that at?
Right.
You know, so you can't tell me this is not a money hustle.
Yeah, it's all about power. And real quick before we transition, Elizabeth Warren, how long ago did she become a Democrat?
It was a couple of years back.
Yeah. She was a lifelong Republican.
Yeah. Yes, she wasn't always a Democrat.
Right.
Yeah.
She just recently became a Democrat.
Yeah, so what she said, she changed her mind when she saw what was going on.
But my point is, do you see the flipping? Right. When it's expedient, they do what they need to do to assume power.
And we fall for it like
Hillary Clinton. Was that a
Goldwater girl?
That was a Goldwater girl. What happened?
Right.
There's no Democratic, there's no Republican Party. There's just one party, the ruling party, and they protect each other.
Right.
It doesn't take this long to indict somebody to go to jail. If it was me and you, we're gone.
Right. And so Tay says, I saw that post, D. I saw the comments and slid right on out.
That's it.
I mean, I have to finally say, look, I'm not voting for Trump. But what I'm not going to do is be forced to vote.
Right.
For anybody that's not giving me something back. I saw Judge Joe Brown says...
I think that was my post.
What?
I put that one up.
Which one?
Joe Brown, where he's talking about Obama and he was breaking everything down?
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
Where he says, and I forget, but something like benefit / vote or something like that. Like I have to benefit from voting. I got to get something for my vote.
It's a transaction.
He says no benefit, no vote. Right. It's just that simple.
It's a transaction, period.
And hey, Russell, he says there is no real difference between Republicans and Democrats.
Yes.
They're both working together to protect and maintain systemic institutional white supremacy. That's
it. That's it.
That's all. Whatever he got to do, we'll keep it. If we want to keep white people in a supreme position, we'll do what we got to do. We'll make everybody think we're kind of fighting a little bit. You guys tell them you're going to give them that, and then we'll play this little tug of war. But at the end, we're all up here making all this
millions, money. and these fools are taking sides while we're all sitting here at these parties of the elite, laughing our asses off.
Right, exactly. And Cindy says, Bloomberg also pandered to us in Harlem, giving us damn charter school, $50 food vouchers, and an umbrella to give votes.
Well, remember your boy Bush? We had a surplus. He gave us $300 vouchers, and everybody went and got them some new Air Jordans.
Not me.
Yeah.
Sydney, what was the percentage of black people that voted for Bloomberg, if you remember at all? Because what I'm asking is, how many of those people, took the $50 food voucher and umbrella and voted for? I mean, come on. So, I'm sure he got the umbrella wholesale. Probably cost him $1 per umbrella some damn where. But yeah, so they traded off the food voucher and umbrella to have their daddies, brothers, and uncles and cousins searched. Some of them 20 to 30 times a piece. Mm-hmm. Was it worth it? It's crazy to me. And Tay says the problem is that people think in all or nothing when it comes to these politicians. You can hold people accountable for missteps and still praise them when they do good. Yes. I don't understand why people don't, even like with celebrities and things, like with Jay-Z. People think now because you're criticizing him, what he did to Kaepernick, Jay-Z did do this and he did. Listen, I'm not saying he didn't do anything good. And right now he's doing some pretty shady stuff. And so what, should we not talk about that?
Right.
It's like saying, well, this is the only time I punched you in the stomach All the other times I was nice to you.
Right.
Don't talk about that. Just gloss over that, So I agree with you. And then Sydney says, Donovan, who told the Huffington Post about this private conversation? Why? Is the Huffington Post on here? What? What happened? What happened? And let's see. And Tay says, we forget these people need to earn our votes. I will not give my vote away just to vote for lesser two evils when both are evil as F.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean,
Evil is evil.
Why don't we understand that? I will not vote blue no matter. I keep saying I'm not going to vote blue no matter who. Any of that kind of stuff. I don't mind sitting out. I mean, because what I'm getting now is probably what I'm going to get up the road if I keep voting for the lesser of two evils.
Hey, look, I didn't get to your agenda this time, but I'll do it next time. And then 4 years pass. Oops, sorry, I'm out of time.
You promise?
Who do I sound like? Obama? Was that Obama that did that?
And then I read somewhere too where allegedly he said, well, they didn't, nobody asked me when it came to the black agenda. I don't know how true that is.
I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah, nobody asked him.
Because they didn't have to ask him, you're supposedly a black man.
Well, I know, because Dr. Cornel West and Tavis Smiley get taken to task a lot. I know for sure they were asking.
Right.
I know Farrakhan brought it up quite a bit. So, I mean, there's a lot of prime. Maybe Joe Schmo up the street, Boone Quisha and them around the corner. Maybe you didn't hear them ask, but I know there's a lot of prominent people who did ask.
No, you got to remember, when I come to you as a billionaire and I say, I'm going to back you as a candidate. Now, when you take this money, what I'm expecting. This is what lobbyists do. They say, hey, the biggest problem in Washington is re-election. They spend, congressmen get reelected every 2 years. Do you actually think they are working on our problems and our situation? For 2 years, they are hustling money for the next election. That's why you got a guy like where we're from, Mark Takano, who shouldn't be on the Veterans Board, whatever, up in Congress, because he doesn't give a damn about veterans. Because if he did, we're the 7th largest veteran area in the United States. And yet, us retirees have to go to bases miles away to get service and all this. And then there's a base here. There used to be a bunch of Air Force base. He doesn't give a damn.
Oh, come on. He shows up at the NAACP dinners and stuff, and he tells everybody he's going to give them this and they're going to give him that. And everybody, clears the room so he can speak.
Right. Yeah.
What else do you want him to do?
I was at the veterans office, and this lady, she didn't get service. Long story short. She goes, well, I'm gonna talk to Mark Takano. I said, ma'am, Mark Takano can't do nothing but give you a generic letter that says, my constituents is having a problem with this. Could you help out? They don't have that. It's funny how people think that these people have power, and they don't.
And Sydney says, most New York City born residents did not vote for him. So New York City born, so that means people who are from other areas who moved there, they voted for him. Perhaps foreigners who voted for him. And you also, let's see, and Russell says, if black people stop voting for Democrats, they will stop taking them for granted. Absolutely. But I guess what I want to know, Sydney, is that the umbrellas and the $50 voucher working? Where was the $50 to? Was it Whole Foods? I mean, what was it to? I just got to know. That way I can justify the vote, maybe.
Oh, man.
But no, Russell, you're absolutely right. I'm telling you, if black people would just group together. I saw a post today, and it's kind of, you can save it for your segment.
Sure, good.
That said that if black people stayed home for Black Friday, the stock market was shutting down.
Right. There's no point.
Or at least have a waiver, or a jolt if we stayed home.
There would be a serious ripple because they depend on black sales.
Black people are the largest consumers of everything. You name it, the largest consumers of everything that is on record. Yep. Maybe besides real estate. The stuff that really
tangible,
matters.
The hard, tangible stuff. Yeah.
And so I'm hoping, because I've seen a lot of people wake up, I'm hoping a lot of people did stay home today. And if you went out, because, I guess if you had to go out there, maybe there was something you needed. Just could it have been something you could have purchased that maybe could have started a business with? Maybe could have helped you in business, a printer or something, something besides some tennis shoes or.
Well, I have a question. If you're going to buy something and your kids are getting bad grades, does he really need that PlayStation 4?
No.
You know what I mean? It's like, can we incentivize our children to do better?
Black Friday, I think is, if you really kind of think about it, it's the equivalent of the whole Popeye's chicken sandwich thing.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily what's on sale.
And something you need, right.
Or it's not necessarily a sandwich. It's FOMO, as the young people say, fear of missing out. You know, it's this hype. I just have to be involved in it.
I have to be seen.
Yeah, and if I'm not there, I'm going to feel
shopping.
like I missed something.
I'm window shopping.
I got to be out there at 3 o'clock in the morning with all these other people running around like a banshee, a bat out of hell. And for what?
Right, absolutely.
You know, and so let's see here. And you also say, Russell, as long as black people continue to support those undercover white supremacists, they will never make any progress. Absolutely.
Thus, where we're at right
and
now.
And a lot of them aren't even really undercover. If you think about it, if you really know white supremacy, even just to a little bit, you can spot them. You know, to me, Nancy Pelosi is a white supremacist. She is trying to keep her legacy.
$300 million as a public servant. How do you accumulate that wealth as a public servant? If a military member or a federal employee, even a state employee, garnered that kind of wealth, there would be an investigation and a lockup.
Oh, they did. Corrine Brown.
Yeah, no, like I said,
Corrine Brown.
Even at the higher levels, the black folks are used to keep the system.
And how much money did she rook? And she went to jail for it?
$1 million. It was like...
And some Beyonce tickets.
Yeah. It was like minuscule to what these people are getting away with, but they make examples out of us.
Jacksonville is doing, 5 years?
She did 5 years. She's supposed to be coming out, I think, next year.
Golly.
Next year, yeah.
They got this woman wigless in prison.
Mm-hmm. And she was a hardcore defending Democrat, blah, blah. She
Barack Obama and all of that.
Hillary, when she got in trouble... They didn't even give her a damn letter. And her girl, Cheryl Lee, or whatever her name is, in Houston.
Jackson Lee.
Yeah, Jackson Lee was supposed to show up as a witness to make a statement. She never showed up.
She said, girl, you got me messed up.
She never showed up. She sent a letter. She said, here you go.
I got to get me a new hat.
But that goes to show you, even at those levels, black people are at the bottom to make the system work.
Right.
They sacrifice us to say, see, they all do it.
And Tay says, this is why I do not participate in Black Friday. I also say I do not need to fight no one for a $40 TV.
Right, and it ain't even a Sony. A quality TV.
Right. When I see those videos, I'm like...
And they be serious.
Is a golden ticket in that TV? What's in the TV?
Nope.
You know? And then, hey, Pamela, you say, and Tay says, I did buy some shirts from Black T-shirt business. Yes.
Sure.
You know, speaking of that, my daughter tried to buy a sweatshirt from a black business owner. Mm-hmm. She said, I couldn't justify the $75.
Yeah.
She says, if it goes down, you know, and in all fairness to her, she wouldn't buy a $75 sweatshirt from anybody, but she's like...
Yeah, if it's...
she said, I'm going to watch it. If it goes down some, I may think... But she said, I just can't do it. Right. But yes, if you're going to do it, put the black dollars in the black community, businesses.
Right?
And Pamela says, I am staying home, no shopping for me or movies for me. I know that's right.
See, let me tell you guys this: if the economy is so bad, or it's getting there, they say we're supposed to be teetering. You got all these people. Okay, when people say, "Oh, the economy's doing great," I look around and I see people just doing bad. Right now at Amazon here, we have a fulfillment center right down the street over here. They're replacing the workers with robots as we speak right now. So these part-time jobs that they're not supposed to include in the job index, and I argue with Trumpsters all the time about that. They doing all this stuff, but we take our wealth. You know, I got to make rent next month, but I'm going to go because my kids have to have a good Christmas.
Shit.
But don't worry, if you let me have the money, I get my taxes in February.
Okay, children, this is what I'm going to do, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to give you the gift of opening your eyes.
Okay.
I want you to get in the backseat of this car, and I'm going to drive all the way downtown. You can see people literally sleeping under cardboards and tents.
Waiting for the store to open.
38-degree weather as it's... I saw somebody...
Wait, are you sure you weren't in L.A.? That's an everyday occurrence in L.A.
No. in Riverside, I'm driving, and it's like... traffic going on Magnolia. Mm-hmm. It's going. Right. And somebody is literally sleeping in between the little concrete there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I feel horrible. I really feel so bad because it's like, so to that point, if you really feel like you need to risk your livelihood to make Junior and them have a great holiday, take them on a drive and watch these people who don't have a roof over their head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They would love to have a roof over their head and say, forget an Xbox. That's what they're still playing. I don't know. I have no clue. But that's the gift you should give your kids. The gift of, I'm not saying gift of limitation to where they can't have things, but the gift of reality. They understand that there's things more important than you having something that's going to depreciate.
Well, isn't it more important to have your lights on next month?
So you can play the damn Xbox?
So you can play the Xbox,
right.
Or to have food in your stomach, because like I said, that turkey and everything's only going to last so long before you either got to eat it all or throw it away.
Right.
So. And
then Russell says, I never shop on Black Friday. Doing this only helps companies recover losses for their overpriced product. That's why it's called Black Friday. They help them get back in the black.
Exactly.
Right, because they've been running
in the red.
And Al says, are y'all cold?
Yes.
Right? We are cold. Right now we're doing okay because we're moving around and we're talking and stuff.
Yeah, it's about 43 degrees out here.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Okay, it's cold for us Southern Californians, okay? And Tay says, we can't have that robust of an economy when people are working 2 to 3 jobs to live.
Tell that to a Trumpster.
Just to live.
Tell that to a Trumpster. The economy is not what they say it is. Oh, black employment never been higher. We all know when it comes to the job industry, they always exaggerate the black employment. They always do.
And I'm going to transition to this other subject. I had breakfast with a friend the other day, and we talked about, because we both started Frito-Lay when our young 20s. And we talked about and reminisced when $9 an hour, I could pay for my own apartment, my car.
That was good.
And have a little left over. $9 an hour. And you know what? I wasn't even full time.
Yeah, because back then, the minimum wage was what?
Like
$3
something like that. No, like $5 or something like that. Yeah. But I was like, $9 an hour. I could survive. And I had a daughter. My young 20s, I could do those things, and it was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. I could pay my bills.
Right, you could pay your bills.
Yeah, $9. And I was only working 30 hours a week. So, but you can't do that now. And let's see here. And also, Tay says, no, these people just take photos of the homeless and shame them on the internet versus helping. Ain't that some shit?
I know, it's sad. Very sad. And here in California, for those of you guys that are listening on the podcasts and everything like that, the homeless situation is out of control.
It is horrible, and I really want to do something. And I just...
You running for office?
I would never be able to run for office. I keep
You're
it
too honest.
You're
too honest.
I keep it too real. I'm talking about personally. And I'm with Tay. You don't need to always... That's what I tell people. Like, a lot of times people ask me, what are you guys doing?
We've done a lot.
You don't need to be on the internet. Hey, is the camera ready?
Right, exactly. But in our defense, we do a lot that people don't know about.
And then so, Russell said, you're not that old. Oh.
She's only 28. Even though she got the Florida Evans thing going.
These gray hairs going? You see these gray hairs? And those just came not too long ago.
That's when you came back from Houston dealing with Al's daughters.
Okay. I'm undecided whether to dye. There's too many of them to pluck out now. Right. I try to keep it chemical free.
Yeah, look, in my beard too, the gray is like, oh man, I can't believe it. So
the rabbit is getting old.
No, it's getting old.
So anyway, I want to transition to this other topic so Donovan can get to his.
No, keep on.
So anyway, how much time we got on this one?
You got 6 minutes to do on this one.
So I'm going to talk about Ruth George, the murder of Ruth George. You guys, if you've not heard of the murder of Ruth George was a student of Illinois. She was a sophomore who was murdered by a guy, Donald Thurman. Okay. Donald Thurman followed her. I guess he was catcalling her. Catcalling, if you guys don't know what that is, you might have seen the old days in movies where the construction workers would be sitting and a pretty girl walks by and they, ow, whistling and all of that. So I guess, I'm assuming, he's catcalling her and she ignores him. And so he follows her into the parking garage where her car was parked. He rapes and he murders her. Now, it was found that he did it because they saw him following her into the garage. And that's the other thing. Like, Big Brother is everywhere. And you're being watched. Where I don't care where you are, you're always being watched.
So for everybody that says that, you don't take my picture without my permission, that's bullshit.
You're being watched everywhere.
Yeah,
So the
you don't need
surveillance
permission.
camera shows him following her into the garage. And it doesn't show, I guess, what happened from that point. But he rapes and he murders her.
The assumption of guilt is overwhelmingly.
Well, and so then the family reports her missing on the 22nd of November, and then the 23rd, the police officer, the FBI, whoever it was, pinged her phone, and the phone was found in the backseat of her car where she was found dead.
Wow.
They were able to identify him, and he confessed to murdering her. He confessed to murdering her, I guess because, as I said, she ignored his cat calls. And so...
That's a damn shame.
I just, like we hear a lot, especially now, I don't know if it's because of social media, we have the internet, we hear about all these abductions and sex trafficking and things like that. But this one especially just really, they all piss me off. But this really pissed me off. Because it's like, I can't tell you no.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm a lady, and any woman worth her weight is not going to answer to you catcalling her. Right. We not 12.
But you got to remember, this has no value anymore.
I can't, not saying you,
No.
but I can't tell you no without you. I mean, obviously there's something else going on, because a lot of people say, well, some men, and I've heard this in regards to black men. I don't want to label black men, but I've just heard this. It's hard for black men to take rejection. But I tend to think it's a little bit more than for you to rape and murder somebody. I think it's a little bit more than somebody rejecting you.
Well, see, here's what I don't understand about that whole situation. Here in California, the ratio is 7-1. There are 7 women for every male. So your odds are in your favor. There's somebody out there that you can get with. I mean, I'm not saying women are desperate out there, but there's not enough men out here. So to have to kill a woman.
But that's not the first time. We've heard that before, where women have lost their lives because they told a man no. I mean, I was young once, and I had remember one time my sisters and I were riding a bus, and these other young guys, it was 12, 13, 14 or whatever. They're trying to, come on to us. And, my daddy crazy.
Walking in the mall,
So we was like, no, we don't take numbers and all that. That whole bus ride to when we got out, we was bitches and hoes. Y'all ugly. You this, you that. Because we told them no. Now, I know it didn't have anything to do with them. It's just that, first of all, we young. My daddy don't play that shit. I can't call you no way. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't owe you an explanation.
Remember back in the day? Get off my phone.
Get off my phone.
You had to ask to use the phone.
But we were berated and humiliated because we said no. I guess I don't understand really where that comes from. But we've heard a lot
False
about
machismo.
I guess.
False machismo.
But we've heard a lot about women being murdered for telling a man no.
Yeah.
So
waste of womanhood, waste of a life.
Let me get
unfortunately.
To you guys. Yeah, it's sad. She's got a promising life. Even if she didn't have a promising life, she has the right to tell this man no.
Yeah, and another thing, I'm not saying it's her fault.
No, I'm not. I know you're not saying that.
But under those auspices, she should have known better than to walk to her car alone. You know what I mean? Knowing that this person is targeting her or something like that. I'm not saying it's her fault.
No, I know. Yeah, because especially with a lot of stuff going on. People should be aware, but maybe she just didn't think. Maybe she thought, he was, hey, baby, how you doing? Yeah. And he was going. I would imagine in a million years, Ruth never thought this. I don't even have a strong enough name for this dude. Was going to do that to her. She probably just thought, like a lot of women, when that happens to him, think he's just going to go on. He's just going to, okay, she's going to be a couple bitches and hoes. You ain't that cute, no way.
Now, back in our day, I can understand that because people were kicking ass. Your dad was kicking ass. Everybody was kicking ass. But nowadays, I have nieces, and I tell them, you don't underestimate anybody. When that situation develops like that, you need to go, and find you some public.
And for a second part of the podcast, Cash, you guys come on back. We're going to continue this, and then you guys are going to catch the full version of Donovan's rant.
Holiday Madness rant. My annual Holiday Madness rant.
And so anyway, Tay says that young woman's murder broke my heart. Yeah, it was just, golly, poor. It's like, And it says the situation is bad out here. 80,000 is considered affordable housing.
Wow. $80,000.
Well, I know in San Francisco they said to live comfortably you have to make $250,000, and in LA it's $150,000, $175,000 to live comfortably. I guess we need to define what comfortably means in it.
Well, I guess you can live in a building with nothing in it at that kind of rate, because you're sleeping on the